I used to think that explaining things to people as an introvert would make things better. But as soon as I stopped, my whole life changed. If you are one of those introverts who feels that you have to explain yourself every time you're speaking to someone at work or in personal life, you need to listen to this. If there's one thing that I've learned as an introvert is softness is power. It is not weakness. When you are building the boundaries to an ecosystem where you can teach other people how to speak more confidently and with more authenticity, you have to realize that your strength is not being loud. Your strength is being soft. Softness is not weakness. I repeat, it is not weakness. My name is Matili Sika-Mensende. I am the Sunshine CEO and welcome to the No Shrinking Diary. This week has been a really challenging week, okay? It's been a challenging week for me because I've had some of the craziest vampire clients and also some great clients. But let's talk about it. Being a sensitive introvert first, because most of you don't realize I am an introvert. I am an INFJ, just to be precise. And what that means is that I'm introverted thinking, but very much extroverted expression. So I love being around people, but I really love my own time. If I spend too much time with people, I lose my energy. I need to refresh and regain my energy by being by myself. And the only way to do that is spending time with myself. Now, it's really important to build those boundaries. And when I talk about softness and power in my values, I believe that you have to create and honor your own boundaries. If you do not create and honor your own boundaries, you are going to have so many difficulties dealing with clients and people in general. You are going to have difficulties appointing your boundaries and sticking to your boundaries and making people realize that this is what you are not okay with and this is how they should treat you. Now, if you really want to improve that, I have something called the Shyne Compass that you can collect underneath this video in the description. It's going to help you to figure out which part of your life you're struggling with in terms of expressing your communication as an introvert. This week, I have had very strong-minded but also strong personalities. Now, I am a strong personality. However, when I have to deal with people that are a lot more stronger, as in very, very passionate or quite extroverted, it can be so overbearing and it can be so conflicting. You have to remember, I'm an introvert now. I don't like conflict. And if you're watching this, you're probably feeling the same way. You do not like conflict. Conflict is normal, but it is how you handle it. So from people who continuously interrupt your time and want your attention, and clients who want to use you and abuse you for all sorts of reasons. I always have boundaries. I always make sure at the beginning of my sessions or when I get to know clients that I have boundaries, that I interview them so I get to know them. But you don't really get to know people unless you get to know people, like you get to spend more time with them. That's how you start to know this is the way this person is, right? So I've had a client this week who was not okay with everything I was explaining to her. I understand that structure is a difficult thing for some people, and I guess for her, that was the biggest thing for her. But she didn't appreciate me sharing my boundaries. Now, I want you guys to do one thing for me. When you have boundaries, it's important to have them because you have to reinforce them. The only way for people to really learn to treat you the way you want them to treat you is reinforcing your boundaries. So if I say to someone, don't call me after 5 p.m. And if you call me the first time, I will not answer the phone. Call me the second time, depending if it's an emergency, I might answer the phone, but then I'll say, please don't do it again. But if you don't reinforce those things, then people start to believe that's a normal thing. And they start to feel offended when you tell them that it makes you feel uncomfortable. But the truth is, you have to speak your boundaries even though it makes you feel uncomfortable. Or if they try to make you feel uncomfortable, you have to. It's imperative to you. Whatever they do after that, that is not your problem. So please, the first thing you have to make sure is create your own boundaries and stick to them. Yeah, stick to them. Then another thing that you want to do is really make sure you use your time wisely. Make sure you have a parameter. So sometimes with my phone, I put my phone on silence mode, on flight mode, when I don't want anyone to disturb me. If I just came back from skating, I just came back from shopping, I just put everything on silence mode. And if someone calls me on the off chance, I might say to them, I have 10 minutes to speak. After that, I have to get off the phone. Because the worst thing to do is when people take 10 or an hour of your time and they've sucked you dry, like emotional vampirism, and you feel deflected, lack of energy. And that's exactly how I feel as an introvert. So you've got to find a technological button or something that's gonna press pause for you to take that time. Number 3, one of the things that I use on myself is literally, I just time out. If I have to time out, I time out from social media. I go skating because skating is my little world. Skating is my mental health de-stress. Skating is the place that I escape to so that I don't have to deal with crazy stuff. Skating is the place that makes me feel at home because I need to be there. And I can't tell you how good it makes me feel, but skating means everything. Sometimes I will just listen to some worship music and just stay calm, or listen to some affirmation or read a book. And that really helps me to bring myself down. Now, it's not all been doom and gloom, because I've had some really good students and good clients this week. I was helping one of my clients with a webinar this week and a couple of other clients to understand their real leadership voice. And since my client is a speaker of a different language, the biggest issue that she had was grammar, okay? And working in a specific field and not understanding how to express it, one of the things I actually got to see, and something she said that was so powerful, is that grammar doesn't create trust. It's a communication that you have with your audience. So let me repeat. Grammar doesn't create trust. It's a communication that does. And that's so imperative. You may think to yourself, I don't have the right words to say. I don't know how to present myself when I have to be visible in front of people. I don't even know how to express myself when I have to express my real opinion with certain people. And maybe it's the way that I talk. Maybe it's my grammar. Maybe it's my inflection. Maybe it's my accent. But the truth is, it's not the logical and the technical stuff that creates the trust in people. It's how you communicate. So I want you guys to think about this. The next time you say to yourself, oh my God, I am an introvert, or I'm an imposter, like you have imposter syndrome, just remember, grammar and logical stuff do not create trust. It is the communication that does. That is how you are going to be seen. That is how you are going to take charge of the room that you're in. People also think that when you are trying to create trust, you have to fake it till you make it. I don't believe in this ideology of fake it till you make it. In fact, it is the worst possible thing you can ever do, because you can't be as authentic as you can be. Fake it till you make it is an image that lasts temporarily. You can only use it for a certain period of time, and it will only help you so much. So you have to really find what makes you unique. I heard this guy this week saying that success is a default, that God has created us just the way we are, and everything is already inside of us. Like when you see a bird does not need to go to school to learn to fly. A fish does not need to go and learn swimming lesson to learn to swim. And a seed does not need a gardening lesson to be able to grow. That's what I'm trying to say. So in fact, if we are developing in the right environment, we don't have to fake it till you make it. You can just practice and nurture what you already have until you become it. So another client of mine said to me that she was having difficulties being a specific type of manager and delivering a specific way. She was being too direct according to other people. And after listening to her, I actually thought for some reason, if you are very analytical and very logical, you tend to have difficulty expressing certain things, which is okay. Everybody has different style. But maybe your problem is not that you are too direct, but maybe your problem is that you need to learn to be more empathetic and understand and observe the people that you work with, your employee, your staff, your team, so that you can learn to express yourself better. And finding your leadership style is so imperative. Remember, once again, we don't fake it till we make it. You don't have to be loud to be heard. And softness is not weakness, it is power. It is how you develop your expression with the people that you're speaking to that makes your solution. Finally, what I want to say to you as an introvert is that to become a better introvert CEO, traveling and working internationally, you have to learn to feed your mind with the right people and the right information and the right tools. Like myself, if you like what you hear, you feel inspired, you feel that you're learning something from listening to me, make sure that you follow and subscribe to my channel, but also that you connect with me through using the Shyne Compass, because that's really going to help you to improve your style of communication. One of the tools that I've been using for myself is a book and a couple of podcasts. One of the books I'm using at the moment is a book by Jefferson Fisher, who is a lawyer who teaches people communication and dealing with difficult people, argumentative situation, and it's actually life-changing just to see someone that's able to do that. He has a podcast on YouTube and also on Spotify. But the book, the next conversation that he has is truly powerful. Everything from how to argue less and talk more, to deflect an argument, how to say difficult things to people. So powerful, so unique, and I highly recommend it. So to close the podcast today, all I want to say to you guys is use your own voice. You do not have to be loud to be heard. Your softness is your strength. It is not a weakness. It is the power source that you have inside of you. Create those boundaries. Live by them. Find ways to use technology to shut off. Use other means like skating or reading a book to disconnect, and stick to your boundaries, because that is how you will teach other people to treat you the way you want to. My name is Matty. I'm the Sunshine CEO, helping you to speak with more confidence and authenticity. If you need more help for you to improve your communication, make sure you download the Shyne Compass. And I will see you guys in another No Shrinking Diary.